Hello everyone and welcome to my second recorded Lost Caverns of Ixalan draft. And what do we have as a rare here? Whenever one of my dinos attack that I control, I get that many treasure tokens. If I cast an artifact spell, I get a... Okay, well, this can be quite good obviously in a deck that has multiple artifact spells, and I mean like at least 7. And there are a bunch of them in this set. I'm not sure I'm willing to first pick that. It's still a kind of a build around. You need to have artifacts in your deck to get any use out of this. This might be a bad top deck later in the game. I think I like the Enterprising Scallywag more. This also, can be quite good, but also is a build around. Let's see. I'm gonna pick this Scallywag because it's probably what I'm gonna pick here. Yeah, the thing is that this just doesn't ask for much. You can get free treasure tokens out of your 2-mana 2/2, and that is a really good thing to have. And it doesn't really matter what kind of a deck you have. This will be good anyway, and it has synergies with multiple archetypes. This is a pirate, so the blue-red pirates, likes this because of the creature type. And then of course you can just get some sacrifice stuff with the treasure token, or you can also use the treasure token to do the white-red, tap things to do things archetype as well. So it's gonna be good. And in Dino's deck, of course, you just get to ramp into your big dinos, so a lot of good stuff. This here, not a bad card at all. This, I think 7 mana is a little bit too much. You get a 7/7 out of your land, but I don't think it's a high priority card. This is also a way to generate treasures. I have to again just auto pick something. I don't think the commons. I like the kin color. Could take this. I'm actually taking the bat here. I feel like a 1/1 lifelinking flyer with some additional benefit can be quite good. And you can put maybe some equipment or +1/+1 counters somehow to make it. I mean, as long as you, as 1/1 this is decent. If you can have additional power for it, a 2-power lifelinking flyer can be really effective. So I'm going to maybe look. I'm assuming I will be playing drafting white. Then I can maybe put some, premium 2 effects that increase creatures' powers. Now I'm gonna just take the Vanguard of the Rose here. Let's just quickly see if there's something I missed here. I don't think there is. This is a fairly, for a pick 3, not a great pack. There is a Water Wind Scout, which is really good. 3-drop for blue, of course. I wouldn't mind taking it. But since I took a white card, I will take another one. This is, a 3/1 that you can maybe keep alive and threaten some attacks the opponent can't block because of the you maybe have some artifact that you don't mind sacking, and then of course opponent doesn't want to trade their creatures with some useless artifacts you might be having around. Now with that pick, and since I do have the Scallywag here, I think it's rather easy. Cap or rock the Sunborn. Let's quickly see what else there is. By the way, this is a pack with 3 different signpost uncommons. All of them are very good, and of course this hits my colors the best because I have white and red here. About the commons, there's a rumbling rock slide. It's okay, but yeah, it's easy Sunborn because this can just give you free cards so that you don't even have to pay for the pay to cast them because of the Discover. So when this thing attacks, which is already a 4-mana 4/4, so I could see this being like a 3/4 or a 4/3, but no, it's an actual 4-mana 4/4, a respectable size for a 4-drop. And then this has an amazingly strong ability. You just need to have 2 something else to tap, and you get to just get a totally free Discover 3 out of this thing. Very good stuff. Now, I really want to be white-red here. Dowsing Device. This is really good in artifact decks, but I mean it's not really good, but it's only good in an artifact deck. But I could see this being a pick. There's a Denotomaton, the Game Guard. I don't know if I want to have more 4-drops right away. I'm gonna actually do this for science. I'm gonna take the device, not because I think it's necessarily good, but I want to test it. And of course, oh, by the way, another Sunborn here, wow. This, I mean, Void Red is the archetype that has the most artifact creatures, so maybe I can make this work somehow. I don't know, but here, of course, another Caparok the Sunbone is an easy pick. So now having two of these, I just want to have some cheap artifacts I can tap. Also, the dowsing device actually, qualifies as such artifact or a creature. Okay, well, easy pick here, obviously. It's the best card in the pack, I would say. What's this? A copy of any land card in a graveyard. Okay, I don't think that's really important at all. At least not in my deck. It's a cave, so of course if you would be playing the cave deck, you would be interested in this thing. I'll just take the Ancestor's Aid here. It's not amazing, but I'll just take the only card that basically goes to my colors because I'm not interested in that rare land in there. Now the Helping Hand can be a very mana efficient play, but it doesn't actually bring back the best things I have, the Caparok, the Sunbones, so maybe I shouldn't take it. I think I'll take the Landmark because I'm now trying to focus, on these artifacts a little bit. I don't think it's very good, but I will pick it for now. I think it's more likely to end up playing that than the Helping Hand. Cartographer's Companion. It's an artifact creature. I don't want to take too many, bad artifacts just to make my deck work with the dosing device. I'm totally willing to cut this from my deck. Volatile Vault, though. Do I care about Descent with these colors? I'm not sure. Oh no, this isn't. I thought this was the Side Terrace. No, this is the uncommon. I don't think I care about that. No. I'll take the 2-drop because I mean I need to have some of them, and I really don't have a lot of those. How about this? I guess I can play one of these. It is a decision between the Monstrosaur and the 5-drop here, but I don't know if I really particularly care about mountain cycling. And a 6/5 Trampler for 6 is, just okay. I mean, it's not really what I'm going to be doing with this deck, so I'll take these which can bring back some artifacts I might be having in the graveyard. So this is also, the artifact thing. I guess blue-red is also an artifact archetype. The Disruptor Vanderglyph, whatever, is not really interesting. I have 2 4-drops already. I'll take the 3-drop. I don't think it's necessarily that good for me right now, but we'll see. Okay, Child of the Volcano. I don't need a 4-drop. It's not really what my deck is doing. I will take the Tectonic Hazard because it will be a sideboard card that sometimes can be quite useful. I'm not gonna care about these. Another Blade Master. I would much rather have the 3/2 that makes me a treasure token when it ETBs. Alright, the Inner Sun here. Okay. Let's first see what else there is. There is a Clayfire Bricks, which I wouldn't mind having. It's actually a card I'm quite fond of. 7 mana can be a lot. But at least it gets one of the lands, so it's gonna be a little bit easier to get there. But what else does this pack have? 2/2 works with dinos. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna take this. Well, there are 2 reasons, of course. One of them is that it's a mythic rare and I do want to complete the sets. I'm picking mythic rares helps there. But also, at the beginning of your end step, discover 5, you keep doing that. That seems pretty strong in any game that, seems like it's gonna stall a little bit. You get it at the end of immediately when you play this. I mean, your 6 mana Discover 5 can still end up being like you get a 2-drop. Not great, but you still get to do this every turn. So if you get this, I mean, you will get the effect right away after casting this. And then if you get to untap and keep doing this, it's gonna give you a big advantage for sure. Here I will just take the Duskrow's Reliquary, very good removal spell. I have to sack an artifact or creature as an additional cost, but I think I might find some nonsense to sacrifice for this, and it's also something that I can tap for stuff like the Caparok, the Sunbones. They don't have to be, artifact creatures. You can tap any kind of an artifact, even equipment. And of course equipment work even if they are tapped. But yeah, this is a good card, no matter what. Echoing Deeps, this is the same card I saw in the pack one. Yep. Not interesting here. Oh, I am interested in the spring-loaded saw blades, but I'm checking out. I'm passing a couple of these things. That's very good in the Dino deck. Yeah, this is gonna be the pick. So 2 mana, kill something that's tapped, and then you get actually pretty decent vehicle out of this. Yeah, I think it's a really decent one. But you don't have to have much more value for an effect that it even has flash, so deal 5 damage to a tapped creature for 2 mana is really decent already. Okay, another shot at the Vanguard of the Rose. But there's also the Pit of Offerings. Oh yeah, I don't care about this thing. There's an Altec Cloud Guard. It's a pretty decent snapping Drake variant. Entering with a friend, which is an artifact. I would pick this, but there is the 2-drop. I think I want to have the 2-drop instead. Yeah, I'll take it. And I'm totally not playing, some of these artifact-focused things like the Blade Masters aren't that good. The Dowsing Device doesn't seem to be good here. Okay, there's the a temporarily banned card here. Would this be good in my deck if I was able to play it? This card is, by the way, if you don't know, this is bugged right now. So it's totally, you can't add this to any deck, even in a limited deck. So would this be good? I guess it might be, but a third of these, it's Quinth. Oh man. Anyway, that's a very good pickup for me. The Tinker's Toe, this is better than the Cosmium Blast, so I'll just take this. It's a pretty sweet card. Works very well with the Sunbones, for instance. Oh, a couple of good 3-drop uncommons. There's also like the Cosmium Blast and the Glorifier of Suffering, which would be an okay play in this deck probably. But now the question is, do I want to have the Double Striker that explores, or just the 4/3 for 3? I don't think I'm going to play a lot of spells on the opponent's turn, so it doesn't damage me too much. I have like the flash thing there, this thing, but I don't have an upgrade or anything. These are both good, but I think I'm just taking the stats here. Okay, there's a cave here. Denotomaton, this is the 3-drop that keeps untapping. I suppose it works nicely with these things that make me tap other stuff. Oof, this is not interesting. I guess I could take a 4-drop, but is this the best kind? I could just take the Courtyard as well. Actually, I think these are really, not so great. I'll take the land because I think these are valuable to have in your deck. A little bit of flood protection. Alright, another shot at the Cosmium Blast. I think I'm preferring a creature here. Maybe it's time to take the artifact here, maybe. Don't care about the Plane Cycler here. The Cavalry. I have some 2-drops here, I don't need to have too many of them. I'll take the... Oh, what happened? Oh, okay, I don't know what happened. I actually... Okay, I somehow... The selector froze, so I wasn't able to click the card. Oh well. I was supposed to take the 4-drop, but I guess I can live without that. Here, another companion. I don't really want to play more of those. I'll take the exile thing. I don't know if that was the best pick, but I needed to take something. Okay, now I can take a Denotomaton, but there's also a decent 2-drop here. I think I'll take the 2-drop. Don't care about these. I don't have any descent stuff here, so having more lands in the graveyard is not gonna matter. There's an entire pack left. I'll take the 2-drop rather than a 4-drop, because I might easily get a 4-drop in the next pack. I don't think any of these is good. I have one Hazard in my sideboard. I'm not gonna sideboard 2 of them in. I'll take the rare here. 20 gems is 20 gems in the end. I can take this one. And I'm gonna take the rare here. I don't care about the family reunion. I don't think it's a very good card at all. I'll take 20 gems here, even though I can't use it. This is a 3-drop, sack another creature. Yeah, this could be fine. And I even got the 2/4, which I was considering earlier. Now, I get another shot at the Kinjalis Dawnrunner. That's a good one. Scampering Surveyor. That seems a pretty decent one too. I even have one cave to get with it. The Dawn Runner is good. Yeah, the only options that I'm considering here are the Dawn Runner and the Surveyor. But this thing is a 4 mana 3/2 that gets you just a land. Now I don't necessarily need a lot of more lands, but it also can get me the cave. Maybe I can pick another cave. So that's gonna be good. Okay, I'm taking this. Oh, I'm taking the mythic rare, because it's good for my collection, but of course it's also good for my deck. 6 mana, 6/6 vigilance is not amazing, but if one or more creature tokens would be created, yeah, I get triple the tokens. I have some token generating, but more importantly, this is a 6/6 that dies into a land, and then you can potentially make it come back to the battlefield. So it's a guard, so it's coming back. These are. I mean, whenever there's a guard in Magic, Magic the Gathering, that usually means that the creature is somehow indestructible or hard to destroy permanently. Anyway, I'll take it for many reasons, but I think it also was the best pick for my deck in there. What's this? That's just land fixing. I mean, mana fixing. And it's actually good with the caves that can, well, with the one cave I have currently. I guess I have cards that turn into caves. That's actually true too, but yeah, this can help pay for the activation cost for the other caves. But yeah, this is just a tapped land that I can choose what it produces. It's nice. There's like a okay cards there, but I have enough playables probably, so I'm going to just take quality lands over random playables. What's this? Craft with one or more dinosaurs. Don't necessarily. No, this is actually just the 2 mana sorcery speed card that makes you you may discard a card to draw 2. It's always fine, but not exciting. I would like this if I had more dinosaurs in the deck. But there's also Sunfire Torch. I think this is the better pick here for sure. Any target. Yeah, it's an artifact I can tap for the stuff that care about tapping. Yeah, I think that's a good pick. How many red cards this is, by the way? I noticed that I have mostly white here, but I have some. Well, I have also some bad red cards because I don't know if the Brazen Blade Master is gonna be that great. I will see. Harvestone Pilgrim. Sunbird Standard. Don't really think I care about it too much. This basically becomes a 2/2 flyer. Which is pretty expensive to make that trade. But I'm gonna take like the Pilgrim. I don't need another Ancestor's Age, so I guess I can consider this standard. I don't know if I care about the Pilgrim too much. Okay, alright, now I'm gonna take the guard here. Yeah, red isn't actually that open. I basically have these Sunbones here and some other red stuff, but not many other good red cards. Anyway, I'll take the guard over the helping hand here. Pretty easy pick, I would say. Another Dusk Rose Reliquary. There's also a Tinker's Toad. There's also a red 2-drop, which is an artifact. How much, fodder I have for this thing? This does exile any artifact or creature. Tinker's Toad is good. I mean, this is a really tough one. I don't think I'm gonna take the Tinker's Toad instead of the second copy of the Reliquary. I think that makes maybe some sense. Alright, 6/5 Mountain Cycler. No, I'm not going to play that. Deconstruction Hammer. It has a Naturalize, and in the meanwhile it gives +1/+1. Maybe I want to have it over this 3-drop. Fine, let's consider it at least. I have the life-linking flyer, so having a +1/+1 equipment might be okay. Okay, let's take the only on-color card in here. Another hammer. I guess I'll take the militia. I might have some theme for the tapping stuff. It's a 1/3, it's a defensive play, and okay, let's have it. Buried treasure, captivating cave. I I guess I can pick this because I have the companion, so not that. Well, I do have also that, but I also have the better thing that fetches a cave. I guess I can have this in my deck. Yep. And wow, that's a pretty late Kutzil. I'm just gonna take it here. I'm not playing there. I don't even care about sideboarding this in against removal. It's 2 mana to save your creature. If I like the effects that cost 1 mana to save your creature, giving hexproof or protection, but not when it costs 2 mana. This doesn't matter. Okay. That's it. So this is 33 cards. Let's first see how many artifacts I have. So far it's 12. How many artifact creatures? And the reason I'm... wait a minute, how do I do this? Is this gonna work? Yeah, well... I guess. And I also should... I mean, I also have a... these artifact creature tokens, but the thing I'm caring about this is that I have the dowsing device here. So when this or another artifact enters the battlefield, blah blah blah, this is good with artifact creatures because artifact creatures basically get +1/+0 and haste. If you play a regular, artifact that's not a creature, you have to target, of course, some existing creature on the battlefield, so you don't really get a good value out of this effect. And the effect of the land is now, because of course you don't just have to care about the front side too much. I mean the +1/+0s. Well, you have to care about it enough that you have enough artifacts to actually be able to transform this, because this doesn't transform if you control 4 or more artifacts. It only transforms. Well, I suppose. I mean, yeah, it only transforms when you have the trigger resolve. But I suppose it's pretty trivial to get if you have 4 or more artifacts. This probably did the trigger probably went to stack. Alright, anyhow. Until end of turn, target creature gets haste and X+O based on the artifacts I control. Now, I have some tokens, like a couple of Tinker's Toads. I have the Cloud Guard. It's a little tough. It seems like the dowsing device isn't quite making the cut. So let's see the creatures that are not artifacts. So minus type artifact, but type creature. So this shows the amount of creatures that are not artifacts. So this doesn't really seem like a deck that's really good with the dowsing device. You can't make a deck like easily that is all artifact creatures, but I could have a lot more of them. I don't think the dowsing device is the card I want to play here. And I have so many cuts to make that I think it's easy to cut it. Let's not worry about that. So let's cut the dowsing device and also the Brazen Blade Monsters. 3 mana 2/3. Can attack as a 4/4, but 2 or more artifacts. I do have a bunch of artifacts, but it's actually also just not very good defensively. I'm gonna take it away. I'm not sure about that. Not sure about this. Sunbird Standard. Now, about the standard, I do have 2 6-drops in here. This can be a 3-drop, so I guess I'll put this here. Because this is like a mana rock that once you use 5 mana, you can turn it into a, well, with this deck you can turn it into at most 2/2 flyer. It will have haste, so you can attack, and it has also vigilance, so basically it becomes a wind drake after paying 5 mana for the craft. But of course you can use its own mana to craft, so basically 4 other mana sources need to be tapped. And then you get this 2/2 flyer haste with vigilance, so you can attack for 2. I mean, it becomes a 2/2 if I actually exile, 2. I mean, a card that is either a card that is white and red, or 2 cards, 1 white and 1 red. anyway, the point is it shouldn't be too difficult to get it. But then you can have this flyer that also would be tapping for 2 mana in this case, because the flyer does tap for more than 1 mana. Yep. For each color among the exiled cards used to craft this thing, add 1 of that color. So I would get white and red if I have exiled such permanents with it. Alright. I'm not sure I like it though. I will like the Scallywag, the Ancestor's Aid. I'm not gonna play 2 of them. Sorry. I don't think I need the 2/2. No, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 2-mana cards and then some cheap interaction. I have the bat here. Not sure about the... Okay, not sure about a lot of this stuff yet. This is still 11 artifacts. How to do it? I am going to play both of these 6-drops, and that's actually what makes me want to, play the Sunbird standard. Although I do have the Scampering Surveyor. Wait a minute, didn't I have the other kind of... Oh! You know what happened? When I took this, I thought it was the 2-mana. You were probably wondering what the heck I was talking about. But I thought, because there is in this set a 2-mana artifact creature, that's a 2-1 as well. And then you can find from your deck a land or a cave, a basic land or a cave, and put it on top of your deck, so you can guarantee a land draw. Well, unless it gets milled somehow. But this is actually the 3-drop that gives you a map token, which I think is okay in this. So this is basically 1 card, because I really care about having those extra artifacts because of the Sunbones. I have 2 of these, the Militia, and also I do have the, where is it? Duskcross Reliquary, which, I need to sack something for this thing. I kind of like the companion here. I don't know if the infantry is that good, at least not in the main deck. I mean, 2/4 isn't great in every matchup. It can be good defensively. And yeah, I know it synergizes slightly with the Sunborn, but it's not that important. Okay, more cuts. I'm not gonna cut the 6-drops, I'm not gonna cut this one. I'm not cutting any of the 4-drops either, so... how about the Glorifier of Suffering? I think I can cut that. I have enough 3-drops, and I like the other 3-drops more than that. Suppose I can consider cutting that. How many creatures that is? It's 15. If you descended this turn, scry 1. Do I need a 1/1 flying lifelinker? Because I actually don't have... Yeah, I mean, I think I can cut a duo of cards. Now the Sunfire Torch also adds to power. And I guess I have 1 map token possibility, which, possibly makes this thing have a +1/+1 counter. Also the minus Guidewing can do that. But I'm just figuring if I need these cheap things at all. Because I feel like I want to play still 17 lands and maybe even the Sunbird standard here. I have these expensive things I want to be able to cast. And I can get some, card advantage with these Sunbones as well, so I'm not too worried about flooding out. I also have some utility lands. Not this, but the Captivating Cave and the Hidden Courtyard are utility lands. So I can sack them if I'm flooding out and I have drawn 1 of these. So I'm really thinking that I should cut the bat here. I should cut the Deconstruction Hammer. It's a sideboard card still if I want to kill an artifact or an enchantment. And I can cut the minus Guidewing. And the landmark I will keep, because I think it will be somewhat easy to craft with an artifact here. The 1-mana Scry 2 is, it's something. Fixes a little bit of a draws. And it's also an artifact I can sacrifice for my other things if I really need to. I think this is the build. This is only 7 red cards, but it's still, enough to, you know, consider red as my main color. Of course, I have these early red cards, and you might be wondering why I'm playing the Ancestor's Aid, which is really not that, you know, good of an effect. But the reason is that it gives me a treasure token I can use for other things, and also having this one trick is not so bad. It can, you know, easily make you win a combat. Of course, it's risky when the opponent has mana untapped and cards in hand, but that's just how it goes. Alright, this is the deck. I will put the lands. So I will play the Sunken Citadel, that's just mana fixing. I won't be playing the Echoing Deeps because it's a land that taps for colorless. Yeah, it can be decent if I already have, you know, some cave in my graveyard, but it's just not worth the, you know, the lack of colorless mana producing ability. Now, of course, if there is a cave in a graveyard, that, I mean, this will tap for color, of course, if you can use its ability, but it's not so easy to actually, especially early in the game, to get this to tap for any color of mana. So I'm not gonna play that. And now this is like a one white source in here. I have more white cards. I have a way to fetch a land. So let's see, the basics are going to be, I would have at least 7 of these. By the way, is this, I'm supposed to maybe use the new set lands. Okay, quickly. I'm gonna pause to fix my lands. Okay, so I have one white producing land here, so at least 7 more planes. I do have, you know, double the amount of white cards compared to red cards, and this can be either, whichever I decide. So I will add at least 6 mountains. So this is now would be 6 and 7 ways to get a red mana source. I have 8 plus, okay, this is 9 to get white. I have only one double caster white, and it's this mythic rare here at 6 mana. I do believe that I should have a mountain here, because even though I have fewer red cards, I do want to have access to red mana early in the game, because I might have some, you know, the Scallywag, the Militia, or the Raptor early in the game. Yeah, I'm gonna take the 7. This means I have like 8 easy ways to get red mana. I guess the Captivating Cave, you know, it can sort of, you know, wash mana. So this would allow me to cast the 2 mana red cards without mountains. If I have like a total of 3 lands, like Plains, Captivating Cave. That maybe works. Yeah, the thing is, I just have so few red cards that maybe I shouldn't play 7 mountains. I could see keeping, you know, hands that don't even have any mountains, because I might have hands that really have only white cards and these colorless artifacts. This also taps for any color, so yeah, 6 mountains will be good enough. Maybe there are games where I can't cast a 2-drop red card, but I don't think it's that likely. This is the mana base for the deck. And this is the entire main deck. I'm gonna keep this. I'm on the draw, but they mulligan to 6, and they are playing 53 cards, so maybe they are less likely to have a fast curve out. This is going to be producing white mana. They have a Hunter's Blowgun. Creature has +1/+1. Death touch on their turn, reach on my turn. I think I can live with that. Especially because they did mulligan to 6, and now one of their spells is a, you know, a non-creature, so they might have difficulties finding enough creatures for that thing. Okay, they have a 1-2. They could have played that on end of my turn, but don't think it matters too much. They can make it into a 2-3, but no, I have actually a hasty goblin here. I'm gonna take Actually 4 damage when they equip now. Well, I miss out my 2-drop and was on the draw here, so that's that's how it goes. And now I get a 2-drop. That's fine. I'll just get this guy, then I can have a scampering surveyor on the next turn, and of course I'm then very close to Ujer Tag. I don't know how to pronounce it. But let's see, this of course holds back the board, except that they have death touch. Death touch on the other creature, which means that if they attack with the wrestler, I take 2 damage, not gonna trade with it. But if they move the equipment to the Tomb Raider, I am going to trade here. I'm not gonna take 3, and they have to use 2 other mana to actually. Okay, what's this lag? 2 other mana to just re-equip it. And there's the Sunbird standard. Well, that actually changes things a little bit. First of all, I could play this, but will I have 2 untapped artifacts and creatures? If I had a land, I could play this and this on the next turn. Now, I can of course do it regardless, but then I would have to tap this if I don't have a 5th land. So what I think here is that I could just get the Surveyor too, actually. Yeah. Okay, let's get the land. And I'm gonna get one of the caves. Do I want to have the +1/+1 counters cave or the hidden courtyard? I guess I care about the Discover 4 slightly more. And of course I'm gonna trade with the wrestler easily if they choose to. Oh, not gonna trade with it because I can't. So when this thing goes to graveyard, the Zodiac Cliff, they get to discover 3. Now maybe I'm supposed to just do this. Now the thing is they can make this into a 6 power Death Toucher. Well, any power Death Toucher will not be great for me. I think I should use the Ancestor's Aid here somehow. So, yep. Sunbird Standard. And then the Aspirant here. I suppose I'm going to give the counter to not so sure. Maybe here after all. Because they might equip this, and if this is a 6/5, well, I guess I can. Okay, I'm gonna do it like this. I'm gonna do it like this and not attack. Now if they equip, I can still use the Ancestor's Aid, but of course, if they have a trick of some kind... I mean, that could be a blowout. Let's hope they don't have a trick. Okay, they didn't seem to have a priority there, so... Let's go to blocks in here. Give this first strike. They get to discover 3. What's that gonna be? It's an Oaken Siren. 1/2 Vigilance. Can tap for mana to do artifact things, but now I should be trying to raise. It doesn't have Death Touch on defense. It has only Reach on defense. Okay, that's gonna be good. I already have the reliquary there. Now, am I gonna play this thing, or am I going to play the 6/6 here? I guess it's time for the 6/6. I'm not going to use the Dusk Crow's Reliquary right now. I will take the 2 damage here. If they enhance the creature in some other way, then it's a different story, but I can take 2 in the air. I can of course win this race quite easily. This has vigilance too, so it's a good attacker because it can always also block then if it survives the attack. So if one or more creature tokens, so it's creature tokens, not like treasure tokens or anything. Then when it's a land activated, if you attack with 3 or more creatures, shouldn't be a big problem. Okay, Tinker's Toad, the reliquary here. I think I'm gonna reliquary this thing away. That allows me to attack with my 4/3. Then just play the sack the treasure here. Exile this thing. Attack for a 10 here. They're gonna go down to 6. Now, is there a chance they're gonna deal 9 to me? Because I could play the Toad for the reason that this actually, you know, can gain me 3 life. But this is the better attacker here. I don't recall if there's a double strike trick. They would need to have multiple things to make me go down to 0. So I'm gonna just do this. And hope I don't regret it. This of course puts a tremendous amount of pressure now. Because they're about to die. They need something significant here. I can't even make this into a hasty 2/2. Although I can't actually, because I don't have a white card in the graveyard. Now of course you can also, you don't have to just check with your graveyard when you're crafting. You can do it on the battlefield. So I could actually have a red card from the graveyard and the Ice Tyrant from the battlefield to turn this into a 2/2 flyer. But yeah, they conceded. So blue-red, but it's a lot of cards in the deck. I'm not sure if I'm... Wait a minute, did I see any artifact? Yeah, this is an artifact creature. This thing isn't. Yeah, so... I don't necessarily care about dealing with the cheap artifacts. And this is an enchantment, but it's actually gonna discover when the glyph itself is put into graveyard. So where is it? Deconstruction Hammer is not actually a good answer to the glyph because they still get to discover. I mean, they get to they will lose the 5/4 effect, but I mean they still get to discover 3. So I'm not sure if I'm convinced about sideboarding this in. Is there anything bad in here? I don't think there really is. This is fine. I will keep the 1 trick here as well, even though I showed it to them. I wanna try this landmark / levitator thing. It's not a bad flying creature that can make others fly too. It's pretty good, decent with these 4 power creatures, for instance. Yeah, I don't see a reason to sideboard anything in this matchup. Okay, this is a good hand. They mulliganed again. I even have a 2-drop this time. Yeah, they didn't actually. They're still playing 53 cards, so that is harsh. It's harder to get a good curve out with that number of cards in your deck. And they get the blowgun again, which is barely worth a card, I would say. It's more like a sideboard card to me. This enters untapped, yep. So I can take the companion. I need to have mana up, so sacrificing a thing isn't enough. Alone I need to have mana up to utilize this ability. Pirate hat, so this is a pirate, isn't it? Yeah, it is. So when it gets +1/+1, and whenever this creature attacks, it doesn't have to connect. It's an attack trigger. Loot. Okay. And they didn't use it for mana, so that means I can't deal 5 damage to it because yeah, both of these actually only worked. I mean, this can work on an untapped creature, but of course it also costs 6 in that case. Well, I'm gonna try to raise here. I got my legendary artifact here, but Let's see if I ever get to play it. I suppose this thing gets me a treasure token. So that's one of the missing mana. This gives me a map token, which at least gets me closer to lands if I need to. Yeah, the Pirate's Hat. I suppose in a deck that has a fairly decent amount of pirates it can be good, but then you have to pay 2 for the equipping. It's a little bit harsh. They actually put away the 3/3 blocker for some reason. It would have been a good blocker here. Well, I'm going to attack. See what happens. I'm willing to just, trade the Vanguard of the Rose with this Siren, because I know I could. Okay, well, they have that. That takes some damage. Because I want to keep mana up for the Ancestor's Aid, and that will be handy now. Guess they're gonna go for a double block. No, they are not gonna go for a double block. Oh. Are they gonna have something else here? It's possible they are, but I mean, I'm still gonna do this. Yeah, because now what I can do is I'm gonna make this indestructible. I'm gonna sack the treasure now. I think it's worth it. I would need the mana too, but this is. I think it's better to save my creature because I'm pressuring them quite a bit now, and I still have stuff to do. I can play the Cartographer's Companion at least, if nothing else. Okay, now I think they're gonna just block the Raptor, which is fine to me. I'll take that trade here. Target tapped creature an opponent controls. Yep. Let's see if that's gonna happen at any point. Alright, so Tinker's Toad also is fine, but I'm going to use this thing right now and guess I can actually. Guess I can. Do the Explorer here. Then that means I don't have mana for these unless I draw a land. But I could try to make this into a 5/4. They don't have a good block in that case. I want to use this on my turn anyway, because I wanna, use my mana efficiently. Okay, fine. I'm actually gonna go here. It might be a land, which is fine. And oh, I actually do have a good 6-drop here already. I don't need another one when I don't have mana for that. And I'm willing to make a trade with the pirate here. I don't need to have the ability up. Even though the Tinker's Toad is actually a decent, fodder source for this ability, but I mean, let's say they deal with the 5/4. I still am gonna win the game with this thing. And I get the lands now for that. Yeah, let's do the trade here. It's better to trade before they can make this into even higher, into a creature that has even a more higher toughness. This is going to get me them. Well, it's going to get me. I don't need more than one red source, so I'll take the Hidden Courtyard rather than the other thing. Okay, they're down to one card in their hand. They can make this into a 4/4 if they want to. This is a pirate, so they can actually equip it with both. Making that into a 4/4 means that I don't have a good attack, but I also don't need to be able to attack to win, because I have these 6 mana things coming. I don't think they are going to attack. If they want to loot, then they can attack. Alright, there's the 6 mana thing. Hey, let's use them. I know I could just, use this exile the creature, but I want to use this rare now. This is maybe not Not the best play, but I want to use it. As diesel cost sacrifice a thing, yeah, I will sacrifice the companion here to exile the Tomb Raider. Puzzle door, yeah. Top 2 cards, one of them in hand, the other in the graveyard. Let's see if they have a play for this turn. They didn't keep a blunder. Okay, they have a 3-2 here. Which is fine. Of course I get a tremendous amount of value from the inner sun thing here. Now what I can do is I can make this, so put 2 counters. So I can actually make this into a 5-4. So they would have to take the damage. And then on the next, and then they put the equipment on it and then I can exile it. That seems, no, especially now that I drew the land, that seems to make sense. I still get these discover things here, so pretty good stuff. What's it gonna be? Oh, it's gonna be the 4-drop uncommon. Yeah, any game where you can have multiple triggers from this, it's gonna, of course, be very hard to lose. Okay. This is a slow hand. I'm on the draw. But this is the red producing land. Have this. And if I can exile a tapped creature. Okay, I'm gonna keep this. I don't like it. But there's a chance to draw something cheap. With the standard and the surveyor, I'm gonna get this, but I hope I don't die before that happens. Maybe the draw. Okay, this is a low one. It's a good one for many things you can synergize with. But at least they don't pressure me at all right now. They will get some value, but so will I with the Chimil. That is very decent 3-drop here. And I will just play the standard now. Next turn, Surveyor, Courtyard, and then I can even consider playing this on my turn 5. Canonized in Blood. So if you descend it this turn, they get the +1/+1 counter or something. Okay. Maybe it's a change of plans now. Yeah, it is. I don't want to take more damage if I don't have to. They are tapped out. I can play this and I can exile the tapped flyer. Like so. And I'm willing to just trade here. They might get a +1/+1 counter on the next creature they play. Or maybe not. They still get actually, because Deadweight went to their graveyard. That's a good removal in any deck that cares about descent. Now, I'm taking 5 on the next turn, but of course I will still play my... I need an untapped land here. Play my thing here. Spells I control can't be countered. Actually the rare went there, you know, well, it's in the bottom of, yeah, it's a random, but the 6-drop mythic rare went there, the other one I mean. Okay, so I can block the Echo of Dusk. This, by the way, becomes a 4/3 flyer if they choose to do that at some point. It will cost 7 mana, of course. But I don't have a block on the worm, but I do have a block on the raptor. Now this might become a 3/3. They might explore and maybe mill a non-land. Wait, it was a land, so actually... Okay, well they are very close to descending, but... Let's see if my Chimil can actually do the thing here, because they are having good advantage here right now, and they're getting more counters and... yeah, this might not be enough, especially because I keep on, you know, getting these lands here. So I can't currently make this into more than a 1/1. Well, not much I can do about things here. Let's get them value land at least. I think it's the only non-basic left in the deck. Do this, and let's discover into something very good. That is fine. It can be used to jump. They don't get to draw cards yet. So let's see if they drew a way to put permanents in the graveyard. Okay, they did, because they can sacrifice the Canonized in Blood. Will they do that? I mean, they will just have 4 permanents in the graveyard and they will get to draw a card from this thing. This will be bigger. But they will be tapped out in that case, and I will just trade with the crawler. I'm willing to do that. Okay, they chose not to do it. Interesting. Okay, not gonna attack with the crawler then. Alright, so they can turn that into a 5-6. They can turn that into a 5-6. Okay, they just do that instead. Well, I mean, they will get the counter. I guess they are after the counter, but it's fine. I'm still, you know, blocking this with this. I'm not sure if I need to get the life from here. I don't feel like I need it right now, so I'm not doing it. Not doing it. Okay, that's a good one. And that's something for which I can sacrifice the Thingest Toad. Now, the best card to get rid of here is the crawler. I know that I will have trouble dealing with the flyer. It's a 4/3 flyer. I can't really deal with. At least not yet. But I don't want them to draw any more cards, so I suppose what I will be doing here is I'm going to use this hidden courtyard, I believe. What kind of mana are you? Now, first of all, this thing add 2 mana of the chosen color. And then I can tap this. I need 5 total. Then I will have this and this. Now with this I can do this. That was somehow awkward. I don't know why. And I get a Cartographer's Companion. Alright, map token, that's fine. Who's gonna get a map? I mean, an explorer. Let's give the explorer to the surveyor here. It could be just a land, of course. Now that's a good one. They know about it though. Oh, and well, I'm going to, you know, discover into it. Here, let's get rid of this guy. Now this is my answer, because I don't have to cast it. I can of course just, you know, keep it in my hand. So that is going to be the answer to the 4/3 flyer. Because it doesn't have vigilance. So this is now very good stuff. I think the Jimmy is going to now show its effectiveness, and I'm going to have a somewhat easy time winning here. Okay, they go for that attack. Hopefully they don't have a... Well, my spells can't be countered, so this is gonna work. But I will just want to see this. Oh, well, I guess I took 4 damage regardless. Either way, deal with that and then have some blocks here involving stuff like this and this, I believe. Okay, let's see what happens. Do they have a trick? Doesn't seem to be a trick. Okay, the gnome is not gonna matter. Craft with an artifact. Crafting is always sorcery speed, so let's see. It's gonna be this. I can do the Sunbird standard thing as well. Getting a 2/2 flyer. Let's use this And like this seems to be fine. My graveyard, where is it? The red and white. Does it matter? I don't think I can get any of this stuff back. Red and white is the most I can do. Now I can attack for 2 and then it taps for 2. Well, okay, let's do the attack first, because it has vigilance anyway, so that's always gonna be worth doing. Now, do I want to have this vehicle sacking this 1-1? Although I might wait until I get... Although the 1-1 is not really gonna... Yeah. I'm gonna craft... Oh, I have... Sorry. I have obviously have an artifact in my graveyard. I somehow thought I'm gonna have to sack a... sack this 1-1, but of course I don't have to do that. Okay. And there's the militia. Can't activate it because it's in my end step. Sorcery speed activation only. Okay, I lose my Scallyback, but I guess they could have had worse top decks than that. Okay, that's gonna pick up an artifact. Oh, I should crew this thing. It's a 5/5. They're gonna block probably with the gnome to draw a card, but that was gonna happen at some point regardless. And then I can either scry 3 or, well, I'm gonna get an artifact back. Let's just have the 3/2. Why not? Only basics left. And then I can use this ability. Who I'm gonna tap? This and this definitely. And then am I gonna tap like I'm gonna tap itself and maybe the archaeologist. I will block with the surveyor if needed. And there is a landmark, Scry 2. Okay. I think the opponent needs something very strong now to beat me. That is not very strong. Okay, let's just play somehow more quickly here. I could sack this thing. Do I wanna do that? Maybe not now necessarily. Crew this thing with this. I will do this probably soon. Okay, this, and this attack. This should be over in a couple of turns. They go for jump blocks. Alright. And then I will maybe just craft with an artifact to get the 1/4. They need like a rat effect. Am I gonna play around one? I think I could play around one. Because I'm gonna win on the next turn, am I not? Let's give the counter to the effigy. Yep. Okay, so yeah, indeed, the Chimil, the inner sun, that helped there a little bit. I don't know how many triggers I got from it, but it was a lot. Now, blue-black. Oh, no, not blue-black. It's blue-black and white. This is not very good against me. I have a couple of Tinker's Toads and other easy to sack creatures, perhaps. This is the only white card I saw, but I saw 3 planes as well. Do I need artifact or enchantment removal? I don't think so. I didn't see anything that's expensive or extremely powerful, so no thanks. I do like my main deck quite a bit. I don't think it's like bad against any deck. So I like to have all the stuff in my main deck. So if there's no big reason to actually, sideboard something like the Tectonic Hazard. Oh no, no, not really. It's fine. I'll just have the same deck. Best of 3 with no sideboards. But hey, sometimes that's just your deck is kind of, it needs all the pieces it has, and then you don't really want to sideboard unless there's like a specific hate card you need in a certain matchup. Okay, that's a acceptable hand. The opponent also mulligans here. I get to scry 2, maybe hit a 2-drop. And if not, I still have the 3-drop. This is gonna give me some value. And, well, let's see what I see here. Hidden Courtyard, Whirlpool. I actually don't mind having all of this. This would be my next turn play. Then I have the... Yeah, I'm gonna have the removal and all that. Yep, this is fine. This is fine. Yeah, they get to... I don't think even in the last game they weren't even able to actually benefit from the other half of the ability, going to graveyard. Okay, well, probably just exile that thing, right? Because I'm not gonna play the Archaeologist on the next turn necessarily. It would only scry 3, I would rather get something back. I'm gonna try to exile it. I don't wanna deal with the flyer. Okay, well now that's a reason to play the Sunbird standard here. Although there's actually... No, actually there's not. I'm gonna do this. They can attack for 1. I mean, as long as they don't have the... they don't have the... Descent 4, it doesn't do anything other than 1 damage. So let's see if they can get there. Okay, they get to draw 3 cards, but... And they add 1 to their descent count, but let's see if they can get 2 more. Of course the spell itself is an instant, but they sacrifice the permanent, so that's why it increased by 1, and they can now do that, so maybe... Okay, that's gonna... Well, they leave this on the battlefield, but the good thing is I have a Tinker's Toad, so it's not gonna do anything. And can I have mana for all of this? No, sadly no. I would have liked to also, sacrifice this Toad to gain the life, because that would allow me to get a treasure token with this thing, but not gonna happen. This is still a fine one to have. So they didn't mill the thing, that means this is still at descent 2 out of 4. I have 1 white card. Once this goes to graveyard, I can at some point maybe craft this thing. This is not really very efficient. A craft thing. I mean, it costs 5, and then each turn they gain 1 and I lose 1. I'm not worried about the back half of this thing. That is... well, it's not that big of a deal. Now they can actually attack with the crawler. I would consider blocking with everything. I would lose the Scallywag and the 1/1. But I would still have a 1/1/1 left to deal with the Tithing Blades ability. And then I don't have to worry about this guy after that. I think I'm gonna do it. It has Death Touch, so they can just kill the 2/2 and the 1/1. Just assigning 1 damage to each. There is that. Now... when this dies, it will, come back as the land. So, because there's a chance, of course, that what they can do is that they will deal with the 1/1 and then play this. I have to sack this, but then I have to land, and maybe at some point it can come back. But at least they would have to use a card to deal with the 1/1. Okay, this is gonna be the Ancestor's Aid. Anything else? Well, I mean, let's see what they have. Not gonna take 5 here for nothing. Ah, that's actually pretty good trigger for that thing, because it comes back. If I knew that was there. They have another Stinging Grave. Okay, they have some good stuff there, for sure. Anyway, what do I do here? If I attack with 3 or more creatures in a turn, then I can make this back into the 6/6. I can sack the Toad to bring it back with the Archaeologist. They're gonna draw a card with this thing. I have 3 mana total. Well, I'm gonna block them. I think I just have to block. This is a little bit awkward. If I pay for this transformation, I can attack and then tap for No, I don't like it. Don't like it at all. I need to block the crawler. Am I gonna block with the 4/4 or the 3/2 flyer? I think it's the 3/2 flyer, after all. Yeah. I can craft this with an artifact, but there's no artifact in my graveyard right now. And I'm gonna bring this Tinkerstone back. Okay. I don't like my chances. They had this fungal fortitude on the specific thing, the primordial Knorr, to give them more triggers is gonna be bad, especially when it hit the crawler thing. Okay, now they have the Duskross Reliquary of their own. Yeah, there's not much I can do about it. Yeah, so I can't even block this guy. So if I block this, double block this guy, then I'm going to lose both of these. Then I can't play this unless I have 1 fewer mana. If I know I had another mana, I needed 8 mana to play this and the Toad. Okay, I'm gonna take the damage here. Deconstruction Hammer. Okay. On that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna lose this game. I need something very, very good now. This can be a little problematic now with all the stuff they have. So let's just play this and the Vanguard. And no attacks. The Vanguard can block the Knower. The Archaeologist can block the Crawler. I guess I can take damage here. Oh, they have a Soul Cleaver too. They also have the Captivating Cave here, so they can grow one of their guys at some point. I think they just have a little bit too much. I can't respond quickly enough. Okay, they now decided that it's time to use that. Kind of understandably, they might want to just, craft this at some point, and now they got the counter from the Soul Cleaver here. So I mean, this is really the only. I guess I need to actually double block this guy. Okay, I'm gonna let them have another. No, let's take the 6 here. Let's do this. This is what I should do. Yep. Okay. I'll deal with the 6-3 at some point. With this thing I maybe need a deconstruction hammer of my own. The militia are not the best here right now. If I make this into a thing... Yeah, I guess I can do it. Because I can use the mana from it too. This and this. 2-2. Let's do the attack. Am I gonna attack with this? Probably not. I need the 3 things to block that thing. Oh, why did I tap the mana? I was supposed to leave up white. Well, my mistake for not checking it. Or was it possible even? I guess I think I made a mistake with my mana tapping, because this doesn't add 2 white, it's 1 white and 1 red. I think I had planes up there, so I was supposed to manually tap the mountain, get white red from here to cast this, and then have the 1 white up, but maybe it doesn't matter in the end. But this is far from over now. Very far from over. I know I could have just jump blocked there, but it has vigilance, so it's not even that great to attack into it, so... And besides this, Tharian Soul Cleaver is gonna always get a counter even if my stuff go to graveyard. So I just hope they don't have an instant speed effect here that's gonna do something. This land activation is a sorcery only. But they clearly have something. Maybe they are thinking about... Yeah, they can use this actually. Yeah, that's right. At the instant speed. They will pick up... No, this is bad. Oh man. They're gonna get actually 2 counters on that thing. Yeah, I made a mistake. I didn't realize that with the hammer on. This is not a no sorcery speed activation. So they're gonna pick up 2 counters because the hammer goes to graveyard and the thing that their target goes to graveyard. This will be a 7-4. It will eat these. And they get to kill something like the Sunbird effigy here. I was supposed to just jump block. I did not realize that. I am a fool. Because I had 3 jump blocks here. Actually sacrificed, killed one of the tokens for no reason because they were gonna win this combat anyway. But I suppose this is just... Alright, but they even have a dead fate for that, so... Yeah, sure. Fine. How am I winning here? Don't think I am, but I will try. I have to jump block this guy now, and then I need to find... I guess if I can find my 6 mana artifact that keeps discovering for 5 and then getting some good stuff all the time, maybe, yeah, maybe then. But that's pretty much the only thing. I also won't be sacking this because I have my own Duskrose Reliquary. Okay, another Nover. The Nover is a really good combination with the, the fungal fortitude. Well, do I even have mana to use this and play this? I don't think so. No, I'm lacking 1 more mana for that. Sure. Don't know. Yeah, this thing dying, discovering 3 is not great for me at all. Because they just keep having these threats on the battlefield. And how do I deal with this thing? I will need to get my own Duskro's Reliquary. I barely have anything to sacrifice. That's also bad. Ooh, disgusting. So do this, and I guess I'm gonna go to 1 here. Because this is gonna pick up the counter before damage. And then I need something amazing. What's that gonna be? Also, this thing kills me now with its ability. Okay, let's go to game 3. I'm gonna have my own deconstruction hammer, but also, is this like a... Where was the blue stuff? This was a white-black deck suddenly. Maybe they cut the blue entirely. They had blue in the game 1. Alright, well, my own hammer is needed now. Let's take it. What else? This doesn't seem to be doing a lot. No. Oh, I never got to do anything with this thing. Sadly, I have 2 of them. That would be a very fine card here. Militia Scallywag. Not exactly sure what here is the least useful, but maybe it just is the Aspirant. 2-3 doesn't seem to be that great in this matchup. I'll just have it like this. At least I get to be on the play. Well, there's the Sunbone, I mean, and this can add red mana. But this is one of the games where I won't be playing this on turn 2, even though having it in my starting hand. But I have the Vanguard of the Rose, and who knows, maybe I will find a mountain. But I mean, this on turn 2, this on turn 3, this on turn 4 seems pretty good stuff. They might have a dead weight on this, but it's fine. I don't think I need the planes here. I necessarily don't need the militia either, but I think the planes is a little bit unnecessary, so let's do that. Okay, that's going to get me the red producing land. Now what I can do is, no, I'm not gonna sacrifice this Sunbird standard to kill a snail here. That's not a good idea at all. Okay, so let's now hope they're gonna going for aggression. Let's hope they are going to... that they are not gonna kill the Sunborn. I'm not gonna play the Surveyor, I'm gonna play the Sunborn this turn. Because on the next turn I can attack with it and get some great value. Okay. I'm gonna... if they block, I'm not gonna sack anything. I'm happy to make this trade. I know I could have used the 8 here, but I'm actually just doing this. Now that does mean that unless I draw a mountain, I don't get to do the thing. But let's first see if this even is gonna survive. Okay, it might. Oh, and I drew a mountain. But I need 2... okay, because I have the Ancestors 8 here. I kinda want to use it. Because I could play the militia and then tap the militia and the Sunbird standard, but then I have only white mana left and I can't use my first strike trick. So I suppose it's better to just not... it is better to just, you know, attack into that thing and use the first strike trick. I would assume they're gonna block here. And I'm gonna still play this. The treasure is a nice one to, you know, tap for this thing, but I'm gonna have stuff to tap with now. Captivating Cave or... no, I don't need the Citadel. The cave is good enough. Now, can I attack with the Sunborn so that I get to do the discover thing? It's possible they have like a very big creature that is going to I mean, as long as I can trade with the blocker, it's fine. If I get the Discover 3, that will be all I need here. Okay. I can trade with the crawler. Oh, that's equipped too, so they can't at least use it. Tinker's Toad. Okay, so now this is going to be what exactly? Gonna play the Toad here. Can attack with both now. Tap the Toad and one of the 1/1s, then do this post-combat. Yeah, this is good. So when this attacks, tap 2 untapped artifact creatures. Yep. I will do that. Companion. Fine. I do have some food for this tapping ability now, actually. That's not bad at all. Okay, that's not equipped, so that ability doesn't do anything. It only does something if it's equipped on something. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can actually deal 4 to them each turn with the board I currently have, if I don't have good attacks, that is. Oh no, that's a rare. What the heck just happened? When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, for each player choose a creature with power 2 or less that player controls. Destroy everything else. It becomes a... Well, this is the wrath of the format. I was winning the game. I was winning the game. Oh man. So, whenever an opponent casts... Okay, this is the backside says that I can either play a spell or attack when it's my turn. Oh, that's so disgusting. And it's a 5/3 flyer, so I can't even... I need to find a removal spell for it. Okay. I should add some mana when I craft with this thing. That's disgusting. I mean, I was actually thinking that I'm in a very, very, very good shape here. But I wasn't. Yeah. I'm offering a trade here for sure. This hasn't... I haven't descended yet. Maybe I'm supposed to. Yeah, whatever. Let's do this. How do I need to also worry about the Soul Cleaver, and they have 2 cards in their hand. They have a little bit too much life. Well, I need to make this into a 4/4. That's what I'm gonna do. And hope they never get anything to deal with it. This is craft with an artifact. Well, they have... Actually, they would have to lose the Soul Cleaver, so there's at least that. And now this 5/3 will only trade with the Sunbird effigy. Unless they take like 1 more damage from it. Okay, they had to do that, so that's actually good. I got rid of this annoying equipment they had. And now they can take this damage, of course, and then on the next turn make this into a 7/5. But in the meanwhile, I'm going to do this and see what happens. Maybe it's removal. It's a Toad. Okay, now I can't attack. Oh man. Oh, I forgot that. I mean, that's actually huge for them. I was obviously supposed to attack and not care about the Toad this turn, but my mistake. My mistake. because I would have taken the trade any day. Now they can crack their own land to make the Wondercliff into a 7-5, and I can't attack. But I can still draw removal. Game is not over, but I would have preferred them to either be at 4 or, you know, have traded with this thing. But I just forgot it's something beyond being a 5-3. Hey, it's a new set, so I'm allowed to make some mistakes. And I can still win with the correct draws, of course. Speaking of which, now I won't be able to attack, but that's a very, very small cost. Very small cost. I have a map token. I wonder why I haven't even used it. I actually thought it was a treasure token or something. Now, let's use the map token, and I guess the best target is gonna be the effigy. Even though it can't attack this turn. That seems a good one too. They know about it, but so what? What they're gonna do, not play their good creatures. Okay, now I'm winning unless they draw their removal spell right now. Please don't. I wanna connect with this at least once. Can I please do it? Okay, they go for that. They can still hit their own Duskrose Reliquary with that. Just don't... I don't care if it's a dead weight. It's the Fortitude. Okay, that doesn't matter. I can take some hits. Not a big deal at all. Also, I do have the Whirlpool, so when enchanted creature dies, it doesn't work against exile. Okay. I have 6 minutes only, man. These matches, they take some time. I mean, it of course makes it a lot slower when I, you know, explain things. I'm never playing this slow when I'm just not recording, but okay, let's see. I think I'm supposed to... I mean, this is a... What am I missing? I can't just block with the 5-5. What am I missing? Can someone tell me? 4-3... No abilities, no nothing. Is this some kind of a mistake I'm gonna make now by blocking? I mean, it doesn't have any abilities. They get to... they already descent. This trigger has happened. Okay. I don't think anything bad is gonna happen. I'm so paranoid about this. Because they clearly... They just made a mistake. Alright. Okay then. Now, if I attack with everything... Exile this and attack with everything... they block this... It's not a lethal attack. But I suppose it's also going to mean that... They are down to the gnome. They trade with a couple of my 1/1s. They go to 2. They have to deal with that. I'm not sure if it's worth it still. It probably is not worth it. Because the O3 is gonna be annoying enough. It deals with the 2-2, so it's not gonna be that great. They have the Mephitic Drought there, okay. Soaring Sandwing. Deconstruction Hammer. Oh, they're gonna use that to kill the effigy. Sure. Well. Oh, but they don't have the mana to both equip and use it. Oh yeah, they're lacking 1 more mana. Oh, that's so bad for them. It costs 3 to use. They don't have a third land. Yeah, it's 3. Sacrifice the hammer. Yep. Just take the damage. I mean, doesn't even matter. I can take 5 here. I mean, doesn't matter. I have to win here. Okay, what a match. I lived through the brat, made, you know, a couple of mistakes. Then the opponent did too. They attacked this into my 5-5. And I didn't need either of my mythics to win this game, at least. On the draw again, but totally acceptable hand. I can even scry into probably more lands. Hey, what's this unfair thing. This is a really, really nice one drop. 1/1 flyer, ETB map token. Wow. It is an uncommon, it's not a common. Alright, so I think I do want to have the second planes. Yeah, I have the 5 drop here. I'm gonna have the second planes. Do I want to have a second Vanguard of the Rose? I suppose I can, because I have a Tinker's Toad here. It's actually good with these things. So I'm gonna just get them both on top, in the same order. I don't think the order even matters, because I'm gonna play a Mountain on the next turn and the Vanguard. Yep. They get a land. Alright. Well, I guess... It doesn't have Vigilance, so if they want to block with it, they at least can't attack with it. And I might just, you know, trade this landmark for it. Depends on if they're gonna tap out or not. Okay, so that thing is there and they're not blocking with the flyer. That's okay. I'm going to just attack here. And here I will play the Tinker's Toad. Next turn I can play the Militia and the other, you know, the other Vanguard. Now the question is though, am I going to double block the pirate or not? I think the answer is not. This will be more valuable as sacrifice for it, or maybe even something for the militia. Alright, so they have a militia of their own. And are they gonna tap it? Oh, right, they're really racing. That tells me they are gonna have something that's gonna close the game fast. I have a life gain here, but I have to now be a little bit more careful. They don't care about blocking with the militia. They'd rather deal 1 damage to me than, you know, have this blocker here around. I still think I'm just gonna go for the aggression myself. They might have a counter spell, of course, which is how I'm gonna play the militia first and see if they have a... Okay, they didn't have a priority there. Now, of course, I have the 8 here, but I'm just gonna play more creatures. And these can, of course, do this, but I'm not gonna tap these creatures to deal 1 damage. No, I'm gonna want to have the option to block here. Okay, so this thing says, at the beginning of each player's end step, if an artifact enters the battlefield under their control. Okay, they can kill that, that's fine. They get to pick 1 card from the top 2. That's really good. Needs to go away. Here I am going to... I kind of want to have both my 3/1s here. I go to 9. I'm gonna go to 9, because it's valuable to have both of these around. It really is. That's not a bad one either. I have the Ancestors 8, so I can, you know... I just hope they block with the Akal Pakal. Is that how you say it? Yeah, Akal Pakal. Anyway, this trick has been, you know, fairly useful. Fairly useful indeed. So let's do this, and now what else? They take 3 here. And then I will have... I have 3 mana, counting also the treasure. This costs 3 to craft. It will be a 1/4 flyer. So maybe I can just... No, I would rather craft with the Tinker's Toad when it's in the graveyard. That makes much more sense. So I don't have to do anything right now. But they're gonna go for Discover 4. What's gonna be? It's gonna be the tapping thing. They do have an artifact, so they can tap and stun one of my creatures right now. It's gonna be one of those. And now, how am I gonna... They have only 3 toughness creatures themselves, so they would still this one vanguard is going to be good here. But of course I have the option to double block the pirate. But the one was a good sacrifice for the vanguard. But I could also just use the whirlpool right now. I would have to sacrifice my treasure for that. But maybe it's something I can do. I'll do that. Are they gonna use the militia? They can tap the treasure and one of these creatures to ping me for 1. They're gonna cast that. Okay, well it's only 1, 2. I guess it's a blocker on the rose, but I can sack 1 to save it. Okay, they just do that instead. Okay. Attack. They are raising. So I know I could play the archaeologist and scry 3. I don't have any artifacts there, but I'm feeling like now I need to get the life and do the craft. I don't need to get anything from this. So just this, activate. And I get a 1/4, which will be good in this board. It will be good in this board for sure. I know I could have, I could have, crafted with a gnome token. It's an artifact. It doesn't have to be a permanent card. Well, that's annoying. Doesn't even matter. I didn't have to do that. But they have no cards in hand, so I guess I could have done it. Now, okay, well, I'm gonna get the landmark back, because I was just, saying that it would be nice to get the toad back with this, but it's maybe a little bit too slow to do that. I'm gonna go to 7. Not gonna jump. These are too useful with the Vanguard of the Rose. Am I gonna do it slow here? Because I could do it slow here. I'm gonna play this. Yeah. Because if I attack with both, the problem is I don't want to sack both of these to make these indestructible. Then I don't have mana to cast the Archaeologist. So if I attack with one and they block, I can sack one of these and then I still have mana to cast this. So let's do that. Because I'm pretty sure they're gonna block with the Tomb Raider. With the Flyer instead. Interesting choice, but I don't mind. I'm gonna return this. This will scry 2 anyway and then give me value, for example, as a thing that I can sack for the Vanguards. Okay, that is not gonna. It's just a 2/2 unless they get an artifact somehow. Ooh, this is the first time I see Sunfire Torch. Really interesting. Because I had totally forgotten it's in my deck. Play one, equip one. Yeah, I can play this. Let's see what I'm drawing. We have better informed decisions. Okay, Kappa Rock Tea is good. +1/+0. Creature attacks, I may sack this to deal 2, which would, kill the Captain's Storm. Cosmic Raider, I guess. Yeah, I think that's worth it. And now I can attack with everything. They have to block at least 2 of my guys. Yes, that's correct. So they will be left with 1 guy themselves. Now the question is, I have an artifact in my graveyard now, so I should... Wait a minute, first of all I'm gonna do this, kill the 3/3, yes. And I'm gonna sack now the 1/1 because I can still craft this with an artifact, you know, with the torch in my graveyard. I mean, if I ever gonna need it, because they have now only a 1/2 and I still have these 2 creatures on the battlefield. So if they draw a land, for example, they just lose. It has to be something very good. Okay, so a blue-red pirate / artifact deck. I don't think I saw that many artifacts, but they have these artifact synergies like the Akalpakal, and they have a Captain Storm, and the Waylaying Pirates. Couple of decent removal spells, but nothing, not enough 1 toughness creatures to make me be interested in sideboarding my Tectonic Hazard. What do I care about? You know, this isn't the worst, given that I have several ways to get some sacrificable fodder. Tinker's Toad tokens, any treasure token. 3 mana 3/2 that gives 2 +1/+1 counters to creatures isn't the worst. I didn't actually see anything for the hammer to deal with. No, I did not. I'm kinda interested in this, but maybe... I just like these cards a little bit too much. Although I could see the Iron Paw Aspirant not being so good because they have the 1/3. They might have more of these guys. So my 2/3 might not be the best ever. So I'm gonna actually cut the Aspirant from here. And I'm going to play the... Let's try this Glorifier of Suffering. Why would you glorify suffering? But I guess that's what this thing does. Alright, this is the sideboarding at this time. Okay. Well, I need some lands, but I have both colors and a 2-drop. I'm not going to mulligan this hand. And then something to deal with some of their early stuff. No haste yet. Do they have an artifact? Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Alright, so... Land? Nope. At least this is a... you know... fine card, because now I need to have only 1 more land to be able to do this. I'm blocking the Tomb Raider. I'm not gonna try to use this ability. I'm just happy to stem the bleeding here, if I'm given the option to do that. They are not attacking with the Wrestler. I'm still blocking here. Annoying, but I can still deal with this Captain Storm when it's going to attack. It must be attacking, right? Are they gonna get an artifact? If they give the Wrestler more counters. Yeah, I am assuming they're gonna give the Wrestler a counter. Yep, that's the... No, they didn't. They gave Menace to the Wrestler. Oh, this is so good for me. Wow. Actually... Oh, that's good. And I can deal with the 4/3 Menace with the Whirlpool also with this. I'm not gonna craft with an artifact when I don't get to draw lands. I'm just gonna sack this thing to deal with the Dinatomaton. I need to stay alive. I'm not gonna worry about the card advantage that much. I also have the Kaparok to here. So... They have an upgrade. That's still fine because I do have the whirlpool thing for the Automaton, but can I please draw land? I can't draw land. At least I have a blocker for the wrestler, I suppose. But I mean, this is 5 draw steps I've gone through without seeing a land. +1/+1 and looting, sure. Okay, land, please. This is starting to get ridiculous. 6 draws, no land. I might just kill that thing here. I don't like the fact that they get to loot to get, you know, improved draws here, because now they just can out-tempo me. They can really just out-tempo me. I needed to draw the 3rd land for the whirlpool. I think I need it now. It might be too late even, because they can always enhance one of their guys with the +1/+1, and I have no good blocks with the 1/3. They even actually, you know, go for maximum tempo and discard the removal so that they can actually play the pirate. But the problem is, if I exile this thing, they will, you know, equip the 2/3. This will be a 3/4, this will be a 3/2. I have to jump block, or I have to die. So that's not good. I guess I have to let them loot then. It's not gonna be great either. But it's because this is an instant, so I have to let them attack with the Automaton. I guess they could have still equipped it. But let's see what they get. They have a flyer. Yeah, this is just... I'm not gonna survive here. Not when I can't trade with the... 3/2. I can only, you know, stem the bleeding here. But I'm going down to the Drew and discarded the torch. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be a 2-power flyer. Well, let's do this and see if I can. I don't see an actual way to you know, somehow survive here. It seems very unlikely. Here and here. I have 3 life here, but it's still not gonna matter. Okay, now I die. Now I die. Yeah, that was what, 6 draw steps without seeing any land after keeping a 2-lander. This is also, by the way, a 17 land deck, so it's not like I was playing a low amount of lands. Now, is the deconstruction hammer... I mean, it can deal with the Oaken Siren and the Pirate's Hat. The torch, I mean, usually the torch is used quite quickly. These artifacts I see here are so cheap that I'm not going to use, you know, 4 mana to kill them. So I'm not going to sideboard it. I'll just hope that I will, you know, have a better curve out. They are very aggressive, but I can be quite defensive and maybe even aggressive myself too. I just need to have, of course, something like this. I'm gonna scry too. I have the 6 drop, so I need to be... I mean, okay. I have a treasure token here. I think I don't need the tug here, but I will take the planes. I will take the planes. The idea is to try to ramp to this and win with that. In the meanwhile, I can do some pings in here. Well, I might as well do like this. It's 1 damage either way. They could have an upgrade there. Let's see if they're gonna use it. They seem to have something. Of course it can be the 1-2 flash creature as well. Plundering pirate, alright. Surveyor is nice. Surveyor is nice indeed. So I think I'm gonna go with this. And then I will get the cave that produces white mana. Next turn, Chimil is reality. They can chop that. Okay, I'll take 3. More creatures? No creatures. Well, I mean, this is really easy. Just do this. No counter spells, please. And now if they do have any more counters, they won't be working. Oh, they have an upgrade for the Chimil. I kind of forgot that they might be holding that, but... that's annoying. But it's, I mean, the game is far from over. It's still annoying because this is such a nice card to have around. Well, I mean, if they saved the upgrade for something important. They didn't go and kill the militia. Good for them, for sure. Okay, I can do the glorifier thing here now. With the Tingus Toad. I'm gonna give a counter to here and probably here. And then I can decide if I want to still use this ability, and I think I do want to use it probably like this and this. I can craft with that thing. Well, there are options. 3 different artifacts in my graveyard. So I'm gonna get my 1/4 flyer. That, you know, gives flying to someone else. So I can try to win the race. No, they killed that, but I can still have a blocker for the pirate here, so it's fine. That's going to kill something, but let's first just attack. If they block, I will use the Ancestor's Aid here. They did not, so now I will do this and exile. I can get this thing back. I think the Surveyor is the least needed one, so I'm gonna craft with that. And I have a couple of tricks. I can't use both of them, but I can use one of them. They have a cave, so let's see if they're gonna activate that. They get a Sunshot Militia. Doesn't matter right now. I'm gonna win the race. Defender. If an artifact enters the battlefield, they can attack with that. Sure, not going to be a problem. Hopefully. So let's see. Are they going to go for maximum? They are gonna go for maximum. That means I have a choice of who to kill. Now, if an artifact enters, this is also gonna give them a counter. Now, killing this thing might be valuable too, but I don't think it's needed. I'm gonna win faster than they're gonna use this ability. So here I'm going to kill the Captain Storm because that is the most annoying one there. Craft with an artifact, get the vehicle here. I think I will be doing that. And next turn I can threaten lethal because I'm gonna deal now 4. They go to 6, and with the Ancestor's Aid I will win. Of course, now if I craft, the vehicle will have summoning sickness, so it wouldn't have been able to attack. And here it's not. I won't have time for the 6 drop, so I'm gonna do that. So now I might as well play the land. So this thing can you know, tap the crew. And it will also be a 5/5 vehicle. Okay, they discover. They're gonna be tapped out here. Etal is favorite, so they get to discover 3 here now. Nothing I can do about that. Discover 3, and is that gonna be a good one? It is a good one, but it's not going to be helping because I will win now in the air. They played their last card. Nothing they can do here to beat me. I don't even need to. I have actually multiple ways to win here. I don't need the Ancestor's Aid either. So this is another trophy run, unless I make some horrible mistake. Because I can keep, you know, I can do so many things here, but because this is already 6 damage, and then I can keep, you know, counters and all that. So let's not do anything unnecessary here, because I have full information. This will be 6 damage. So the Levitator actually ended up being relevant here. Alright. Alright then. Nice event. I got to use pretty much every card in the deck. You know, demonstrating in these early stages of the format. It's nice to demonstrate stuff like, well, I actually got very few, you know, value, not a lot of value from these things, but of course these are high targets for the opponent. These are of course good, you don't have to prove this worth in any way. But that the Chimil, as clumsy as it can be at 6 mana, it can just straight up win games. This is probably the worst of the gods, but I think it's a 6 mana 6/6 vigilance that still dies to a land that can, you know, it's not impossible to transform this land back into the god. I think it's gonna be playable. I mean, a card you should play in white decks, unless it's like a really fast matchup. Maybe you can then at least sideboard it out. And then what else? The Sunbird standard. The fact that the back half, you know, has vigilance, haste, and of course flying. That means it can attack and still tap for, you know, 2 mana. So I think it's a reasonable card in decks that have 5 and 6 mana cards. So because of course 3 mana rocks can be useful in those scenarios when you can have like a 6 drop on turn 5. Thinker's Thought. I didn't have a tremendous amount of synergy with these, but I think it's still quite nice. Have a few craft cards and you know, stuff like these vanguards. I think it's pretty good. And the Landmark, not a high pick, but it's a card you can play if you have artifact synergies, because the 1/4 flyer, you know, can still be okay. The Sunset Militia is decent. Soulblade is really good. Reliquary really good. Assuming you have some kind of fodder. Scampering Surveyor, well, especially if you have these 6 drops, which I did. The Surveyor is of course a high quality card. But yeah, I do like the most of the cards in this deck, and the rest, you know, are at least the kind of a necessary filler to have a good mana curve and stuff like that. A couple of caves with the activated abilities. I used both of them in the game. I do think these caves are worth picking. You want to have in this format, because you can have them. You should have ideally something else than basic lands in your deck. Not just basic lands, but some caves too, maybe, to get some value out of your lands. But yeah, that was it for this event. That was my second recorded video and my fourth draft of this format. 2 unrecorded ones. I have had a good start because this was now my third trophy run, and I had one unrecorded draft where I got only 1 match win, but three winners. That's quite nice. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video in a couple of days. Bye bye.